Hello, everybody, and a good early Thursday morning as we close out the 3 o'clock hour heading towards 3:30. We have severe thunderstorms that are encroaching on Grand Forks. This update includes that. We'll take a look at more expanding thunderstorms and the risks, and we'll take a look at your risks for later today on Thursday right here on this episode of Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, thanks so very much for joining me. Here's a look at what we have going on with regards to, well, the latest on our severe thunderstorms. Right now, Grand Forks County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. It does include parts of Steele and Trail County as well, north of the Mayville area. So anywhere from, say, the Thompson area right in towards Northwood, that's where this storm is very heavy. Notice we do have the heaviest of the hail down here on the southern part of Grand Forks County, right on the county line here with Griggs County and Steele County. Now, or Steele and Trail County, rather. Again, these storms moving to the north and east right now. Look at the latest warning from the National Weather Service saying it's a considerable threat, folks. 3/4 inch hail, but gusty winds to 70 miles per hour will be possible from this storm as it works its way toward Grand Forks and southern Grand Forks County. Well, basically taking a look at the latest 60 mile per hour wind gusts reported west of the Northwood area, 69 mile per hour gusts reported at Logan Center at the Endon station. So this one already has a history of some 70 mile per hour gusts. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the latest details. Number one, moving east at 40 miles per hour. How far away is it from you folks in Grand Forks County? Well, here's a look at the latest with regards to that. Now, as we take a peek, let me load up one of my tools here. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. We'll go ahead and take a look at the linear distance here on the line path between the storm and Grand Forks, moving to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Here's a look at the hail core down here, moving towards Grand Forks and East Grand Forks. It is 21 miles away, as you see here, as the crow flies or as the storm rolls, moving generally at 40 miles per hour. That'll put it less than 30 minutes away. So let's go ahead and turn on your timestamp so you can see that the time frame of this storm right now is at 3:23. You add about 30 minutes to that. We're going to be getting really close to about 3:50. That's when the storm should be moving into Grand Forks with the heaviest of the rain and hail, but we do have some heavy rain working its way into the Grand Forks area right now, just outside of town, moving into Thompson. Buxton also seeing some, but here's the main part of the storm. Now, the considerable threat is for gusty straight line winds, so this is going to be tough for the measurement of the winds from the south. The radar's down here. The winds are blowing this way off to the east with the storm, so from west to east will be the winds, so we can't get a good measurement with the Doppler radar. But that is a severe line of storms that will impact northern parts of, again, Steele County, Trail County, and southern parts of Grand Forks County. And this warning does include Grand Forks. Parts of Polk County are included as well, but not all the way into Crookston. It's just that East Grand Forks part of the county and that area towards Fisher on Highway 2. That's where the concern is right now. We have a stout thunderstorm moving into the I-29 corridor near Hillsboro, capable of some sizable hail with that as well, heading into the area there. Now, again, these storms are generally moving to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. As we take a look at the Devil's Lake Basin, just look at these cells right here. Devil's Lake points south. You got some heavy thunderstorm activity right over the Prairie area right now. Again, not warned at this particular time, but the risk for some sizable hail from that cell looks to be all but certain there of at least to be nickel size. This streams right down through your folks down in Cheyenne, New Rockford, and in towards Carrington as these storms there have developed over the last little bit. We'll go ahead and loop this so you can see the direction of movement of these showers and storms working their way through Hillsboro, moving up into Grand Forks County right now, moving from southwest to northeast. And look at the activity here over the last couple of hours, hour or so, not moving very fast off to the east as this line of storms there. So what moved through Fargo, the thunder, the rain making its way off to the east now, pushing into Hawley. There could be some hail with this cell as well. You're seeing a little bit of the bright blue colors there. That hail potential be on the order of around nickel in diameter with its size showing up on the radar. Not much going on right now in Otter Tail County. Things quieting down there as we head toward the 3 o'clock hour. So we do have flooding concerns. There's a lot of very heavy rain making its way into Grand Forks County. First and foremost, though, this area has had some showers earlier making its way through. So let's take a look at the storm total precipitation estimates with these showers as they're working their way off through the area. Now, the colors you see here are estimates by the Doppler radar. What has fallen on the ground with regards to how much rain? We do have a flash flood warning, Stutzman County to the south and to the west of the Jamestown area. We're talking Medina and Cleveland. And the radar estimates of rainfall in these areas here where you see the blues, upwards of 4 to 5 inches of rain, and that goes right into central Stutzman County as we head into your morning hours. And as we look off towards Valley City and the western parts of Cass County, we have another pocket of this blue color here, indicative of 3 to 4 inches of rain making its way into these particular areas as well. So heavy rain showers working their way in to parts of Cass County, Barnes County, Stutzman County. And here's what's heading into the Devil's Lake area right now. So Wells County and Fessenden seeing 1 or more inches of rain in those areas, and Grand Forks, the earlier batch of rain that made its way through, producing upwards of a half of an inch of rain, and there is much more on the way as we head into the next hour or so. So a soggy proposition in store for us here as we go through the upcoming morning hours. Now, let's go ahead and clear the screen and let's take a look at what's going on with regards to your now temperatures across the region. Here we go. As we head into the wee early hours of the morning, we do have temperatures that look like this. So let me zoom out just a little bit. The warmest weather down near Jamestown towards Oaks, where we have temperatures in those low 70s. Jamestown 67, Grand Forks around 65, Fargo around 65 degrees. Notice the blue cooler colors blasting into the west. We're down in the low to mid 40s up there, not far from Crosby. So we look down on the Minot area, 55 degrees, Mobridge 64 or so, and out towards Baker, Montana, 49 degrees. So right here is the center of the heat, and it's right in the Red River Valley, and the eastern part of the Dakota is hotter down in Sioux Falls. Right now, Minneapolis at 63 degrees. Okay, now let's take a look at what we have going on with regards to, as we turn this off, we're going to check out our storm risk from the Storm Prediction Center for your Thursday afternoon. So this will be brand new and just updated for you to show you a look at what we are expecting with regards to the risk of severe weather heading into our Thursday afternoon. As I anticipated here earlier tonight, if you're watching the updates, the risk of severe weather has shifted off to the west a little bit. This is going to be inclusive of some areas here in the valley with storms this afternoon firing off basically in our eastern counties. I said eastern Becker, eastern Otter Tail, and indeed that's what we're starting to see here with that slight risk of severe weather. Does extend up into Hubbard County, but not quite all the way up toward Bemidji. The Brainerd Lakes area, Wilmer, those areas will have a chance at seeing severe weather as we go into the afternoon hours. The green area, by the way, is a level 1 on a 5-level scale. We have a chance at flirting with some severe storms in these areas. The main risk for these storms will be in the afternoon hours, although we'll have thunderstorms all the way through the midday here in places like Fargo, Grand Forks, and northwest Minnesota. So areas of heavy rain will continue to make their way through. We've already had some areas with radar estimates of well over 3 to 5 inches of rain, and there's much more in store as we go through the upcoming hours here. So keep that in mind. Now, as we do take a look at our forecast for the nighttime hours, let's go ahead and load up the model data here as we look at the next several hours. So here's a look at the loop, and we'll load it up out into the afternoon hours and evening hours of your Thursday, so you can get a feel for what's going on here. So while this loads, take a moment with me. I'll go ahead and switch this over to the model clock. And basically what we're expecting here is the storms to move this morning out of the area and push their way into northwest Minnesota and western Minnesota. As we go into the afternoon, though, the refiring of that line takes place out to the central part of the state. So here's what we have going on now. Here's our batch of showers moving through Grand Forks. We'll zoom in a little bit so you get a healthier perspective of the counties involved here. So now, Devil's Lake Basin, this looks very close to what we're seeing right now. As we take a look and set this into motion, these will be drifting up into northwest Minnesota. So we're talking Marshall County, we're talking Kitson and Roseau, all the way up towards Winnipeg there. Now, as we take it up to the north just a little bit, want to zoom in just a bit tighter so you can take a peek at the refiring of storms. So this is the morning activity at 6 a.m. And then as we go into the mid-morning hours here by around your drive time to work and just beyond, those storms will be pushing on the Lake of the Woods, the Red Lakes area. And notice this area of a few thunder showers here. We will have a risk for some stout hail from a few of these cells at times, and gusty winds from a few of these cells at times as well. And then we get a little bit of a break, and with the heat building in the afternoon hours, thanks to a southeast wind, here we go again. Storms firing along a boundary from, say, Roseau and Lake of the Woods County right into the eastern reaches of Becker County, Otter Tail County. Anywhere along this boundary here is where we'll have a chance at seeing a few of those afternoon thunderstorms form. Now, this is at 320 here as this model goes through. Carrying it out just a little bit farther, you can see those storms expand and head east fairly quickly out of our area and into central and eastern portions of Minnesota, Duluth, Minneapolis, St. Paul, down towards Fairmount and Sioux Falls. So that's where the risk will be as we go through our Thursday afternoon. Our eastern counties will continue to see that. And rainfall amounts by the time we're all said and done, in some locations, many locations will see a few tenths of an inch of rain. Some locations will see an inch of rain, and some very unlucky folks who have seen storm after storm passing at periods of time over the last 24 to 36 hours by the time we close out our Thursday, will have over 3 to 4 inches of rain on the ground from these storms. So that's a look at your overnight look. Let's take a look at those radars once again and the warnings taking place right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for you folks in Grand Forks County right now. Let me see if I have any questions from you. Thank you very much for watching. Let's see. Brandon says, how much rain northeast of Cummings? You know what, Brandon? Let's see if we can see here. Yes. Okay, so as we're taking a look at the, sorry about that. I'm loading up some information from the National Weather Service here. Okay, so as we take a look at these storms making their way through the rainfall, I'm not sure if you're asking about the rainfall that's already happened, but I don't have rainfall reports per se for the Cummings area. But as we look, there's very heavy rain moving through that area right now. So, you know, as the crow flies, we're looking at areas down here. Let's see. Let's go here. See, you can see the very heavy rain making its way through. The rainfall rates with this storm are quite heavy, and these thunderstorms, as they're working their way through and off to the north and to the east, will continue to bring locally heavy rain. Rainfall amounts, and this is not model guidance, this is the actual Doppler radar scene right now. Model guidance indicating that these storms will continue through the overnight hours. So we'll see more storms working their way through. And behind this, we're expecting the chance for more storms as this activity in the Devil's Lake Basin will all be pushing across the Red River Valley into northwest Minnesota. So another round of heavy showers working its way into the Moorhead area right now as we take you down to Fargo. There it is. Another heavy thunderstorm working its way into the eastern part of Fargo and also moving towards Dilworth and Moorhead right now. This is over Hutch's place as I'm broadcasting live with the heavier rain pushing its way through. Halstead, you got more rain there. So again, let's take a look at the storm total precipitation estimates in and around the Cummings area here. And as we look at that, well, let's say, what is this saying for radar estimates of rainfall? Here we go. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to turn on my little Q thing here. So, I'm going to have to change this to have a better rounding mechanism for the data that comes on here. Let me see. It's rounding up too much. I don't want it to the nearest inch. You can't find a happy medium sometimes, so apologize for that. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, let's go with to the nearest tenth of an inch. Okay, let's do that. Sorry. Okay, so now as I turn this off, I think I may need to hit apply and go with this. I think doing this in the middle of looking at this may have broken something. Let me load up something else to answer your Cummings question here. Go back to STP and see if this helps. Nope. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and take a look at a couple of pictures that have been uploaded throughout the evening hours. And again, thank you all for going to hutchesweather.com to upload your photos. The horizontal rain was flying tonight. And as we take a look at this, you can see this impacted many areas. This is Steel, by the way, where we did have wind and rain moving through. This is during the tornado warn storm. Jaden, thanks for sharing this upload here of the activity going through the Steel area. And that system did this as it moved east of town. Whoops, let's go over here. Did this. Jay shared this. This is 20 rail cars that were toppled by the tornado warn storm out there just east of Steel by 2 miles. As it worked its way through. So now we're taking a look again. Let's see if I've fixed some of my problem here by changing some of the parameters. No, we did not get 31 inches of rain, so I'm thinking that my problem is some of the estimates going on here on the radar site are a little bit wacky. So I'm going to have a hard time estimating how much rain has fallen in and around that area of Cummings. Let me go in just a little bit closer here. So as we go in, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just getting ridiculous answers here. I'm thinking maybe 1.1 inches of rain in some of these areas, with a lot more coming on the radar right now. So I apologize for that. This software and I are just getting used to each other, and I'm still learning where everything is with regards to the controls on this, and I've obviously set something wrong on this. So I apologize for not being able to quickly answer your question. I'll look into it and try to get something posted here a little bit later. So we do have severe thunderstorms working their way into Grand Forks right now. Gusty straight line winds. Thanks for your share of support by stars and sharing the word here that Hutch is continuing to bring you weather information. I'm going to go ahead and load up a look at what we have going on the Doppler radar right now as the storms are pushing into you folks in Grand Forks. Here's a look at the radar. Here's a look at the warnings now. Hallstead up to Shelley, Hillsboro, all seeing heavy rain pushing off and across the Red River Valley right now. And the heaviest of the rain core is now moving just north of Mayville, right here towards Thompson. So the heaviest of the hail potential, not pushing into Grand Forks, but along this area, we could see some very gusty straight line winds. Those winds will be from west to east, blowing into Grand Forks. We do have that backward C shape here with this, so it is bowing in that general direction, but the hail potential staying in the southern part of the county. And let's see, it looks like it's the warning canceled. Let me double check that here as we take a look at your warnings. Yeah, I got to turn them on here. I don't know how they got turned off. We'll go here, 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 and here. Yeah, new warning has been issued, it looks like. So we do have some warnings continuing. We got a new warning that takes it all the way out to Crookston as we go through. Let me turn that off. Okay. Okay, so the new warning is for damaging straight line winds to be considerable. Observed winds to 70 miles per hour moving through Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, Crookston, Mayville, on towards Portland and Fisher eventually here in the next little bit. So there is going to be that potential for some very gusty winds extending off into western Polk County now as we look at this. This line of storms does extend into the southern part of Polk County and also northern parts of Norman County, just off to the west of you in Ada. Still dry, all my friends on the streets. If you need anything, let me know. I got you, Shelley. Thank you so much. Kate, looking at this. Grand Forks is about to get hit, Tyler says. Lightning and rain in Ada. Thanks, Alex, for your report. Would Thompson get hail? So it does look like there is a little hail core here right near you folks in Thompson, the strongest of which is just to your south as the crow flies by no more than 5 miles or so as you look down towards Buxton and Reynolds. So it does look like there is the potential for some hail, upwards of nickel in diameter, and some estimates are a little bit larger than that. As well. We do have some windy and strong thunderstorms pushing through Carrington right now for those of you in the Foster and Eddy County areas, New Rockford, Carrington, all the way out to Warwick, rather. We do have these storms extending north into the Devil's Lake Basin right now with some locally heavy rain with these storms. They're not severe at this time, but this cell down here by Carrington piping up with just a little bit of a potential for some hail with it. Now let's go ahead and turn on the cells on this and see Let's turn that off. Let's look at the hail cells here. So we do have a hail cell marker on this. Radar is estimating the chance that we could see up to 1 inch diameter hail. So most of the hail that falls out there will be less than 1 inch in diameter, but there is a chance for that hail to be a little bit larger. Now, as we take a look at that cell and its movement, let's go ahead and see where it's heading. Oh, no, it's not heading south. I think that direction to the southeast is a little mistaken. Sometimes radars tend to do that with the newly developing area of the storm. All of this activity, as we loop it here for you on the clock right here, will show you is basically drifting to the north and to the east and slowly off to the east. So the individual cells are moving northeast at a pretty good clip, but the whole line is moving east. So hail moving into the Carrington area and points south. That hail could be nickel in diameter for sure, but we could have a couple of stones getting close to that 1 inch area out there. That's in the Carrington area. So hopefully I'm answering your questions for you here as these storms encroach and push into Polk County and Grand Forks County now in the wee hours of the morning. Some stronger cells working their way out of Hawley and heading into the western reaches of Becker County. These storms are not severe. There is a little hail tracker on the cell here near Hawley, though, with some chance at some penny to nickel sized hail from that cell as it crosses into Becker County, not far from the Lake Park area. So strong thunderstorms rocking their way through tonight. Very heavy rain. Langdon and much of your area up near Walhalla now soon to be hit by some strong thunderstorms with some very heavy rain working their way through. So that is a look at what we have going on right now. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. If you have weather moving into your area, I invite you to check out my brand new webpage. It's hutchesweather.com. You can upload your photos right there on the website. I'm continuing to learn my new software out here and make adjustments to it as I go along. But for now, if you are in Grand Forks, prepare for very, very gusty straight line winds. You'll want to stay away from windows, particularly windows on the west side of the house or anywhere near trees that could be fallen on the house. 70-mile-per-hour winds can topple some pretty good-sized trees. So stay in those interior rooms, stay away from windows as these storms blow through with their very gusty wind. If you have damage or severe weather to report, you can do a couple of different things. Call local authorities. That will get passed along to the National Weather Service. It's all important information with your participation. And you can also upload photos with your measurements or your observations right to hutchesweather.com, and I'll pass that information along as well. Thanks so much for joining me. Looks like a bumpy morning of weather here across the valley as we cross close to 4 a.m. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Thanks for joining me on Hutch's Weather. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. And again, you can get the latest by following me here on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and of course, anytime, anywhere on